What if I told you that the most potent, most irresistible force of attraction you could ever possess has nothing to do with what you say, what you wear, or how much money you have in the bank? What if I told you it's an invisible current, a silent broadcast that emanates from the very core of your being, a signal that speaks a language far older than words, a language of pure, undiluted life force? And what if I told you that you are, at this very moment, squandering it, leaking it, throwing it away into the digital void for a fleeting moment of empty pleasure, leaving you drained, unfocused, and transparent to the world? Stay with me, because we are about to journey into the heart of a secret that has been whispered by mystics, coveted by geniuses, and intuitively understood by the most powerful men in history. This isn't about pick-up lines or dating hacks. This is about a profound internal alchemy. This is about the transmutation of your most primal energy. This is about what Napoleon Hill called the mystery of sex transmutation, and what ancient traditions knew as the art of preserving the vital essence. We're going to talk about semen retention, but not in the way you've heard it discussed on forums or in locker rooms. We are going to uncover why it is the key to unlocking an invisible scent, a magnetic field that doesn't just attract women, but attracts success, clarity, and power into your life. Look around you. Look at the world we've built. It's a world that runs on the frantic, desperate expenditure of desire. Every advertisement, every social media feed, every clickbait headline is designed to hook into your most basic impulse, to stimulate you, to make you want, and to offer you a quick, hollow release. Society has taught you to see your sexual energy as a pressure to be relieved, an itch to be scratched. It has been reduced to a mere biological function, a recreational activity, a momentary escape from the numbness of modern life. You have been conditioned to believe that this powerful, creative, life-giving force within you is something to be spent as quickly and as thoughtlessly as possible. And so you do, in the privacy of your own room, illuminated by the cold blue light of a screen, you engage in a ritual of depletion. You spill your seed, your life force, your creative potential, in exchange for a pixelated fantasy, a dopamine spike that lasts for a few seconds and leaves an emptiness that lasts for hours, sometimes days. You feel the fog in your mind the next morning, the slight dip in your confidence, the subtle lack of drive. You feel less present, less sharp. You have become a leaking vessel, and you wonder why you feel so empty, why your goals seem so distant, why your interactions feel so superficial. Napoleon Hill, in his meticulous study of over 500 of the most successful men of his time, discovered a common thread, a secret they rarely spoke of, that which was fundamental to their immense achievements. They found that every single one of them, without exception, had learned the art of sex transmutation. The art of sex transmutation. They understood, either consciously or intuitively, that the very same energy that drives the desire for physical contact is the single most powerful creative force available to a human being. It is the energy of life itself. It is not good or evil, it is simply power. It is a fire. You can use that fire to cook a meal that nourishes you, or you can let it burn your house down. Society has handed you a book of matches and a gallon of gasoline and told you to play. Napoleon Hill invites you to become the master of the flame. He invites you to see that this desire, this primal urge, is not a liability to be managed, but a divine asset to be invested. It's the raw material of genius. It is the energy that, when harnessed and redirected upwards, fuels ambition, awakens creativity, sharpens the intellect, and develops a magnetic personality that is almost hypnotic in its influence. This isn't a moralistic judgment against the pleasure. This is a pragmatic, spiritual, and psychological examination of power. The power to create your reality. Let's descend into the laboratory of your own soul, into the realm of internal alchemy. Imagine your vital energy, your sexual essence, as a potent, raw substance, a kind of spiritual crude oil. In its unrefined state, it's volatile and drives prima lurgi. The common man simply burns this crude oil for a quick flash of heat and light, the momentary pleasure of the orgasm. After the flash, all that remains is smoke and ash, a feeling of depletion. The alchemist, the inner warrior, does not do this. He recognizes the immense potential within this raw substance. He builds an internal furnace, a crucible of discipline and consciousness. Instead of spilling the oil, he begins the process of refining it. This is transmutation. It is not repression. Repression is like trying to cap a volcano. You push the energy down, you deny it, you label it as shameful or sinful. But the pressure only builds, the shadow grows stronger. The repressed energy will inevitably erupt, but it will do so in distorted, perverse ways, as uncontrollable anger, as deep-seated anxiety, as addiction, as neurosis. The warrior does not repress, he channels. He opens a different valve. He builds a pipeline from the lower self to the higher self. He consciously redirects that raw, potent energy away from the genitals and upwards, along the spinal cord, to the higher energy centers, the heart, the throat, the mind, the spirit. What happens when this refinement process begins? The crude oil of raw lust begins to transform into higher octane fuels. It becomes the fuel of unwavering focus. The mind, once scattered by 1,000 fleeting desires, becomes a laser beam. You can work for hours on a project, completely absorbed, in a state of flow that was previously inaccessible. Procrastination begins to dissolve, not because you force it to, but because the driving force behind it, the search for a quick dopamine hit, is being satisfied internally, in a much more profound and sustainable way. That energy then rises further, transforming into the fuel of creative expression. Ideas begin to flow with an uncanny clarity. Solutions to problems appear as if from nowhere. Whether you are an artist, an entrepreneur, a scientist, or an athlete, you find yourself tapping into a wellspring of originality, an insight that feels almost divine. You are no longer just thinking, you are channeling. This is the energy that builds empires, that writes symphonies, that discovers the laws of the universe. It is the fire of creation, now contained within the forge of your will. And as this energy continues its upward journey, it undergoes its most subtle and powerful transformation. It becomes the fuel of presence and magnetism. This is where we return to the invisible scent. It is not a scent you can smell with your nose. It is a vibration you feel with your soul. When a man is full of his life force, when he is not constantly depleting himself, he radiates an aura of self-possession and vitality. His presence fills a room. When he speaks, his voice has a deeper resonance, a quality of command that makes people want to listen. His eyes hold a certain depth, a stillness, a power. There's no frantic, needy energy about him. He is a contained force. He is grounded, centered, a mountain in a world of scattering leaves. This is what becomes profoundly irresistibly attractive. Women who are often more intuitively sensitive to energy, feel this on a primal level. They may not be able to articulate. They might say "E has confidence" or charisma, but what they are truly responding to is the palpable presence of contained life force. It is the most powerful biological and spiritual signal of a man who is a master of his own inner world, and therefore a man capable of shaping the outer world. He is not seeking validation or energy from her, because he is already full. He is an overflowing fountain, not a draining sink. This self-sufficiency, this inner abundance, is the essence of true masculine magnetism. It is the sense of true masculine magnetism. It is the sense of a man who has conquered himself. This journey, however, requires that you be willing to face the abyss within yourself. You must become the hero of your own myth, and every hero must descend into the underworld. Your underworld is the landscape of your unconscious patterns, your compulsions, your addictions. It is the home of your shadow. The shadow is the part of you that you have disowned, the part that you are ashamed of. It is the part of you that compulsively reaches for the phone in the middle of the night. It is the part that seeks a fleeting, anonymous release to numb a deeper pain, a deeper loneliness, a deeper feeling of inadequacy. For many men, the compulsive need to spill their seed is not about genuine sexual desire. It is an escape. It is a flight from the discomfort of being alone with your own thoughts, from the pressure of your unfulfilled ambitions, from the sting of your emotional wounds. Every time you engage in this compulsive act, you are feeding your shadow. You are momentarily placating the beast in the abyss, but you are also making it stronger and making yourself weaker. The path of transmutation demands that you stop feeding the beast. It demands that you sit in the discomfort, that you face the loneliness, that you listen to what the craving is truly telling you. What is the message hidden within the impulse? Perhaps the urge for release is really a cry for genuine connection, a connection you've been too afraid to build in the real world. Perhaps it's a distraction from the terror of pursuing your true purpose, a purpose so grand it scares you. Perhaps it is a way to numb the pain of a past heartbreak, a wound you have never allowed to truly heal. The desire is never the real problem. It is a signpost pointing to a deeper truth. When you retain your essence, you are forced to confront these truths. You can no longer run. The energy you conserve creates an internal pressure, not a pressure of lust, but a pressure for growth. It illuminates all the dark corners of your psyche where you have been hiding from yourself. This is the great trial. You will be tempted. The shadow will scream. The habits of a lifetime will pull at you. You will have to become a warrior, the guardian at the gate of your own temple. You will have to learn to observe the urge without becoming the urge, to feel the fire without being consumed by it, to acknowledge the desire and then consciously ask it, what is it you truly want? Where can we direct this magnificent power for a higher purpose? This is the moment of transformation. This is where you shift from being a slave to your impulses to becoming the master of your own energy. This path is not for the faint of heart. It is a radical act of self-love and self-respect in a world that profits from your self-destruction. It will challenge you to your very core. And as we explore these deeper layers, this alchemical process of turning lead into gold, of transforming the primal into the divine, it becomes a continuous journey, not a destination. There are nuances, techniques, and stages to this path that we can only scratch the surface of here. It's a conversation that evolves as you evolve. If you feel a resonance with this, if some part of you recognizes this truth and feels the call to embark on this path of profound self-mastery, then this is your invitation to go deeper with us. This is not just a channel, it's a digital monastery, a training ground for the modern warrior. To ensure you don't miss the next steps in this journey, the deeper explorations into the mind, body, and spirit, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and, just as importantly, ring that notification bell. By doing so, you are not just subscribing to content, you are making a commitment to yourself. You are telling the universe that you are ready to stop being a leaking vessel and start becoming the master of your flame. Join the brotherhood of men who are choosing power over pleasure, purpose over passivity, and sovereignty over servitude. Imagine two men. The first man lives in a state of constant expenditure. He wakes up, checks his phone, is bombarded with stimuli. He works a job that doesn't fulfill him, feeling a low-grade anxiety throughout the day. In the evening, he seeks escape. He eats junk food, watches mindless entertainment, and ends his day with the familiar ritual of depletion, spilling his life force into a tissue. He goes to his sleep, feeling empty, and wakes up the next day with slightly less vitality, slightly more brain fog, slightly less resolve. His life is a slow, steady drain. He interacts with the world from a place of deficit, of neediness. He wonders why he feels invisible, why his ambitions remain dreams, why his relationships lack depth. He is a ghost haunting his own life. Now, imagine the second man. This is the man who has chosen the path of the alchemist. He wakes up with the sun, his mind clear and sharp. He feels a vibrant, coursing energy within him, not a frantic, nervous energy, but a deep, calm, powerful current. He has retained his vital essence for days, weeks, or even months. That energy, no longer wasted, has been transmuted. It has fortified his nervous system. It has clarified his thoughts. It has ignited his spirit. When he works with a profound, unshakable focus. When he speaks, his words carry weight and conviction. When he walks into a room, there is an undeniable solidity to his presence. He doesn't need to seek attention because his very being commands respect. He looks people in the eye, and they feel the depth of his soul, the power of his contained energy. He is not seeking anything from the outside world, because he is cultivating a universe within himself. This is the man who radiates the invisible scent. This scent is the fragrance of discipline. It is the aroma of purpose. It is the aura of a man who has met his own inner demons and has chosen not to slay them, but to harness their power. He has integrated his shadow. He understands that the same energy that could lead to debauchery and ruin is the exact same energy that can lead to enlightenment and creation. He has learned to ride the dragon instead of being eaten by it. When he chooses to engage in a sexual act, it is not from a place of compulsive need or desperate loneliness. It is a conscious, sacred choice. It is an exchange of energy with a partner he deeply respects, a union that elevates both of them rather than depleting one. He understands the difference between expending his energy and investing it. His sexuality is no longer a source of shame or compulsion, but a source of immense power and spiritual connection. He has taken the most animalistic part of his nature and elevated into an expression of the divine. Such is the ultimate goal of the transmutation process. It is the unification of heaven and earth within your own body. So where do you begin this journey? You begin right now, in this moment, with a single, conscious decision. The next time the urke rises, the next time the old debit calls to you from the shadows, you will not react. You will pause, you will pause, you will breathe, you will close your eyes and feel the energy within you. Acknowledge it, honor it, honor it. It is the power of 1,000 ancestors, the creative force of the cosmos, coiled at the base of your spine. Feel its intensity, its potential, and then, with the full force of your will, you will make a new choice. You will redirect it. You will not push it down. You will guide it upwards. Feel it rising up your spine like a current of liquid light. Send it to your heart. Feel it expand your capacity for courage and compassion. Send it to your throat. Feel it empower your voice to speak your truth. Send it to your third eye, between your brows. Feel it sharpen your intuition and your vision for your life. Send it to the crown of your head and feel it connect you to something larger than yourself, to your highest purpose. Do this every single time the Arkasha rises. It is a meditation. It is a practice. It is the training of the inner warrior. At first, it will be a battle, but soon, it will become a dance. You will learn to work with this energy, to channel it into your workouts, making you stronger, to channel it into your work, making you more brilliant, to channel it into your interactions, making you more charismatic. This is the great secret that has been hidden in plain sight. Your greatest power is not outside of you. It is not in a bank account, a fast car, or the approval of others. It is flowing through your very veins at this moment. You have been taught to spill it on the ground, to waste it on fleeting shadows. But the time has come to reclaim it. The man who masters his sexual energy is not the man who denies it. He is not the man who denies it. He is not the passionless celibate who has cut himself off from life. No, the true master is the man who feels its full, volcanic force, and through sheer power of will and consciousness, channels that volcanic eruption into building a cathedral. He is the man who has traversed the abyss of his own desire and emerged on the other side, not burned, but forged. He has learned that the key to ultimate freedom is not the indulgence of every impulse, but the conscious mastery of the source of all impulses. He discovers that within the heart of his most primal desire lies the seed of his most divine potential. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey begins with the next urge you feel. You have a choice. You can follow the well-worn path of depletion, the path that leads to mediocrity, brain fog, and a life of quiet desperation. Or you can choose the path less traveled, the path of the alchemist, the warrior, the king, a path of vitality, clarity, and power, a path where you stop seeking attraction and you become attraction itself, where you stop chasing success and you become a magnet for it. The power that has always existed within you is waiting. It is waiting for its master to awaken. Awaken it, contain it, refine it, and watch as your entire reality transforms. Watch as the world begins to respond, not to what you do, but to who you have become. This is the power of transmutation. This is the secret of the invisible ascent. This is your birthright. Claim it.